In the past few years, there's been a lot of discussion about how love is dying or how Gen Z just doesn't care about committed relationships anymore. This has sparked a lot of debate on numerous topics, though seemingly the biggest arguments are between different generations and genders. And a conclusion I often see people reach is we should just go back to how it used to be. Back in the olden days, things were so much easier and straightforward. Chivalry is dead. Romance is dying. Look, while I certainly understand these complaints, love has never flourished like people claim it has. Love isn't dying, no, it was always dead. To understand what I'm talking about, okay, look, when I first started thinking about all this, I originally wanted it to be a video on its own. For those of you who've been around since the beginning of this channel, you'll know I started with a series of videos talking about men's issues. Wow, my audio back then just really sucked. Anyways, I started writing a script one day and I had so many thoughts, it just became a lot. To be honest, it started becoming too much for a single video. And so, over the past couple of months, I decided to compile all my thoughts and experiences about the current era of romance, and I've decided to publish a book. The title is the exact same as this video. Love Isn't Dying. It Was Always Dead. In it, I detail all my problems with how society has forced certain ideas of romance onto us, and how that's negatively impacted everyone in every era of history. The main point is this. Society tells us we need to be in a romantic relationship to be happy, or at the very least have had many romantic or sexual experiences. Yet this mindset is extremely problematic because it forces this idea that we are not good enough unless we have a partner. Or worse, it makes us seek relationships not to love someone, but to make them our pawns to become happy. I had this mentality for so many years. I've admittedly never had a girlfriend, and throughout many times in my life, I've felt less than human for never having the opportunity to have one. And this mindset I kept pushing onto myself put me down a spiraling dark path. There was some intrinsic problem with me, some disease that needed to be cured, a hole only a girlfriend could fill. And the more I tried and the more I failed, the more I blamed myself and the world. This is the path to the dark side. My fear of being alone, my anxiety of not being good enough, my anger that I wasn't loved enough. All these things inevitably lead to destruction and pain. And it's a problem that's occurred throughout all human history. But fear not, for I have an answer. Well, sort of. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of the term self-help book or program because it kind of implies I have all the answers and that this book will solve all your problems. No, my book nor this video alone will fix whatever problem you might be going through. And while writing this book has been extremely therapeutic for me, to be honest, I still struggle with loneliness at times. But I wanted to share my book because I hope sharing my experiences can be consolation to those of you who've also never had a partner. And more importantly, I want to help reshape the way all of us think about love. Whether we're in a relationship or not, society has programmed us to approach romance in an extremely toxic way, and I want to change that. You do not need a partner to be happy. Really, any human relationship can't fulfill us because we are all flawed and broken. If we want to know how to love or how to stay in love, we first need to love ourselves. If we do that, then we can find true happiness. If you've gotten this far into the video and find yourself interested in this topic, then I highly encourage you to buy my book. I really go in depth on history, Catholic teaching, there's a whole chapter dedicated to Star Wars, and I also reference comedian Daniel Sloss, who was probably my biggest inspiration for writing this. The book is available in both ebook and paperback formats. The easiest method is through Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Links will be in the description. If this video gets enough attention and you guys ask enough, then, I might consider turning this into a video series. But for now, I highly recommend checking out the book if this topic does interest you. Like Daniel Sloss says, you don't need a partner piece to be happy. You have that power inside of you. You just need to unleash it. Whether or not you buy my book, I am extremely grateful to all of you who've watched and supported the channel. It really means a lot, I really mean it, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and may the force be with you.
Like, get annoyed at is by people when they force something into their life, they force a person into life because they think they should be in a relationship, which is what 90% of you fuckers do. You cram this horrible person into your life and you post pictures about how happy you are and you're not happy. When you're putting out this content that's sort of bragging about how happy you are when you're not, and you are adding to this idea that being alone is wrong, you're going to cause people who are of people who've maybe been lonely longer than I have, or don't have, you know, like a social circle, whatever, or mental health issues, countless other things. They see you happy, and you've said that you weren't happy when you were single, and the happiness that you got is from finding this fucking person, and you're full of shit. And I think it's very, very damaging. And if you want to brag about how happy you are in a relationship, I will absolutely brag about how happy I am being single, and I will win.